Tonight, I pet a good boy, we meet the smartest caveman ever, and I watch a bee massacre. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In tonight's video, we will be getting the platinum for Far Cry Primal. There are a crazy 51 trophies required for the platinum, with a good bulk on the trophies being acquired by beating the main story. After that, there is specific challenges to be done, but a lot of these happen naturally throughout the game, such as taming animals, or getting a number of kills with a particular weapon. Obviously, it wouldn't be a Ubisoft game without a lot of collectibles, and for someone who hates collectibles, I do play a lot of games with them.
I love it. I'm addicted to it. I don't know anything else.
But finally, we have the worst trophy of this game, having to acquire all skills, as you basically need to do every little thing in this game to scrape up enough skill points to get this trophy. With all my complaining out of the way, let us begin. So our journey begins in 2016. Wait, never mind. We are going back in time past some pretty famous dates.
One eternity later.
But finally, we head back to 10,000 BC. But we then get told the story of our people, the Wenja, who travelled far away, but are now trying to return to their home. We also get told of two new tribes who hate us. The Udam, who are massive cannibals, and also the Izila, who worship fire. But we finally start with our main character Taka and his brother Dalso out on a hunt with a small group of Wenja. Honestly, this game is still fucking gorgeous to this day. Soon, however, we manage to corner a small mammoth in our group attack. So with our numbers, we surround the beast, and I just spam throwing spears, until eventually my last spear brings down the beast. Time to skin this mammoth and enjoy our kill.
Okay, we are cooked.
So with the saber-tooth cornering us, and nowhere to go, our brother decides the only way to survive is to fling ourselves off the mountain and hope for the best. As I'm sure you can tell, it's not a fun few minutes for our duo, as they hit everything on their way down the mountain. As we wake back up, we see our brother has clung onto his life just long enough to say goodbye. But once he dies, I realize we are alone up here with no weapons, and a massive tiger that wants to kill me.
I'm scared to death. I'm frightened, and I don't know what to do. I'm confused, and I want to go home.
We get the first trophy of the video for surviving the mammoth hunt. So this Far Cry has a lot more survival and crafting elements. We soon learn this, as we have to find the materials needed to make a bow. But after spending way too long hunting for the right ingredients, we're able to make our first bow, and yeah, it's pretty shit. It does work, however, as we are able to kill several goats with it. As we are resting by our fire, we do see that there is another Wenja nearby, as we find an arrow that is made in a certain way. Honestly, Taka is clever as fuck for a caveman. So we set out with our club on fire and start to track to find the other person. This leads us into a cave where we find an old fire they used. But once inside the cave, we see it is a crazy lady cutting off ears. But as we introduce ourselves, she isn't too happy, but we aren't alone in here.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Fuck you.
After somehow managing to save her life, we finally arrive at our home. It's here that she uses her 2 brain cells and figures out that we are also Wenja. She then introduces herself.
Sayla.
She does invite us back to her home for some caveman and chill. Once we arrive, we see the place isn't exactly what I was expecting.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But instead of clapping cheeks, we end up having to clean her wounds so she doesn't die. After this, she says that we need to head out and find the other Wenja and bring them back here to build a village. She recommends that we start with a shaman called Tensei. After some searching, we soon find his cave and meet the crazy fucker. As you can tell, he is pretty nuts, and he then makes me drink some blood. As he says, we will have a vision, which will help us. Just as he said after drinking the blood, we are in some dream, and none of the animals are startled by us. We then have some outer body experience, where we are flying after an owl, but once we catch up with it, we soon are able to bond and tame it. When we wake up, we have our friend here going crazy saying that we are a beast master and can tame animals to fight for us. So like a superhero who just got their powers, I rush off to try it. And after tossing some meat to a white wolf, we are able to get close and bond with it. While making our way back, we encounter a lone Udam. So like any responsible pet owner, I give my wolf something to eat. We get a trophy for recruiting Tensei. Once back at our small village, both Sayla and Tensei say that they need me to help upgrade where they live. So we build a herbalist hut for our Sayla. After that, we build the healer's hut for the old nut job. Here we get a trophy for building 2 huts, another one for 1 rare beast, and a trophy for reaching a population of 20. So it's here where old Sayla decides to start dropping caveman riz, as she is pretty impressed by our ability to recruit Wenja. She further tries to impress us by giving us a club from a dead Udam. I think Taka is looking her to hold his club next.
Ah, cheeky boy.
The next day, as we guard the perimeter, she tells us that they have spotted enemy scouts, and it doesn't take long before we spot our enemy.
So it begins.
My marchasar, Wenja mana, ulaikwa, shuta marita.
So after getting embarrassed in front of our entire village, we try redeem ourselves by killing as many Udam as we can. But after wiping out their frontal assault, we rush to stop them from flanking us.
Maybe someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good. I don't know why.
After turning into Robin Hood, they all ran away. But we are told that they have a camp nearby and we should take them out to secure this area. We get a trophy for discovering 15 hidden locations. It's here where I decide to take a shortcut to save myself some time. And I was almost turned into a snack for this big croc. Seriously, I got PTSD from the Far Cry crocs. We finally arrive outside the Udam camp. It's here where we use the owl to scout out the area. And after that, we send him in to get us a free kill. After that, I push into the outpost and start to wipe out the remaining Udam. As this is happening, we have some reinforcements rock up to help us out. Finally, we are able to kill the last enemy and clear the outpost. Here we get a trophy for repelling the Udam attack. Once we make it back to the village, we see just how many people died in the attack, but at least we were able to push them back, meaning they won't attack us again. But it is here where Sayla wants the ear of Ul. And yeah, good luck with that. I charged at him and he simply held me in the air like I was a child.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
But it's here where we are basically recognized as the leader of the Wenja. So we meet with Tensei, and to no one's surprise, he wants us to drink some more dodgy blood, and some eyes this time. Surely Taka isn't stupid enough to do this again. Oh wait, of course he is.
I'm kind of retarded.
Our vision takes place in Udam land, and here we see Ul, but also we are here to learn what they fear. After grabbing the statue, we basically turn into Sauron, just rocking a huge mace, launching guys out of the way with every attack. Deeper inside the caves, we see the statue that they worship, and it's obvious to see that the Udam can't survive in these freezing conditions, so they are praying to this statue. So we decide to destroy the statue in the vision. As we wake up, it is confirmed to us that their people are dying and sick and trapped in the ice. Here we get a trophy for crafting 100 items. So in an effort to keep growing our village, we head out to find a Wenja warrior. And as we arrive to where he is, it doesn't take long before we are killing more Udam, as he also fights off the few in the area with us. So this is Karoosh, or One Eye as I called him. Here he tells us that a Udam called Mog took his eye and killed his son, so I promise he will have his revenge, and this makes him join us. Oh, and we just start burning the dead Udam. This alerts the nearby ones, and they once again rush to attack our position, but with me killing all of the archers, and Karoosh killing the melee troops, we make quick work of them. He then heads back to the village, and these characters are all important as they teach us new skills, help us craft new weapons and build our village. We get a trophy for recruiting Karoosh, another trophy for taming 7 beasts. It's here where we meet a Wenja hunter called Jayma in our attempts to expand our village. And yeah, nearly getting shot seems to be the way to say hello back then. But after she shits all over me calling us a bad hunter, we say we will prove her wrong and kill the bear she has been tracking. But we start to track the bear they are after. About 30 seconds later, we soon find the bear. After sending in my own bear, I hit the bear in the back with a spear, killing the animal and completing the hunt. Once she sees that I'm just better than her in every way, she does agree to join the village, meaning we have a hunter to teach our people extra tricks. Here we get a trophy for recruiting Jayma, another one for getting 100 kills with the bow. While out doing a few side missions, our tamed beast died, and it's here where I went to skin it, as this gets you a trophy. And well, here we got a trophy for skinning a tamed animal, another trophy for healing a tamed beast 25 times. Once again back at the village, the old bitch is looking us to build her a hut, but I kind of have to do it so we get to work. After this, she is just slightly nicer to us, but she does still call us mammoth feet. But when our pal One Eye asks for his own hut, I absolutely build it with no complaints, as he is just cool as fuck. We then hunt for another Wenja to join us.
This is the worst!
So this little retard can't tell the difference between us and a Udam. Like the average Udam is easily 6 odd foot. They are huge compared to us. As soon as he leaves, however, we are able to find a way out of this trap. Inside this cave, we find a grappling hook. And I mean, Ubisoft, come on. You just know the only reason this was added was because they made it in Far Cry 4, and they didn't want to waste the mechanic.
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie.
So we just use the grappling hook to try find our way out the cave, and after a good few minutes, we finally see sunlight and escape, and you can guess exactly where I'm going. As we corner our little one-armed friend, it's clear to see that a Udam has eaten half his arm, which is quite funny. But just as we are about to beat the shit out of a disabled man, he says that he is Wenja. He also says that he knows where we can find a rare rock that will make our weapons stronger. So we send him back to the village while we go look for it. After searching the local area, we do see the rare rock as the sun reflects light off it. Obviously, if we want it, the Udam are already there, so I begin to clear the area. But after this, we can finally grab the rare rock and bring it back to our people. We get a trophy for recruiting Woga. Back at the village, another tragedy is struck, as our people are getting captured and burnt alive by another tribe called the Izila. But Tensei knows how to cure this man. He does tell us to track the Sunwalkers and bring our people back. And yeah, if I get burnt alive, I'll just shoot myself, instead of trusting this nut job. So being the best tracker alive, we set off hunting for our people. It doesn't take long before we are swimming down towards a hidden Izila camp, but we soon see what they do to their prisoners. So she just guts the Udam and leaves him for dead. But once she gets to the Wenja, she grabs him by the bollocks. And once I see she is freaky, I set off to find her. I mean, to save our people.
So that was a fucking lie.
Once again, the grappling hook comes in handy, as we can scale the cliff and get past their defenses. I always use the owl to take out any lookouts, making our job a lot easier. After that, I take out a few stragglers. But while I kill another guard, and then rush the closest guard to him, some fucker spots me with his eagle eye from across the camp and alerts everyone else. Here we just have to watch this tank or a farm, as I pierce him with several arrows, and he doesn't flinch. So I leave him to my pet bear, while I just wipe out the reinforcements who rush inside. With all of the Izila dead inside the camp, I head into their prison and start to untie the Wenja. With all that done, we simply just run out the front door and leave. As we wake up, we come face to face with their leader, and she is called Batari, and she is a big fan of burning people alive. Looks like we are going to be getting tortured, but I ask her if the hand jobs are on the agenda, as I seen the other Wenja got one, and she quickly says no.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Little bit of advice. If you want to burn someone alive, don't have a pit of water they can swim through and escape. After swimming past the camp, we can actually leave this time.
Yes! Knew I could do it! Get me out of this shithole!
Here we get a trophy for rescuing the captured Wenja. Once we arrive back at the camp, everyone is happy that we saved our people. But the nut job starts freaking out when I told her we seen Batari, as she is a fucking psycho. But he does say to meet him inside his hut. After. As we arrive in his hut, I'm sure you can work out what is going to happen. If you guessed he makes us drink blood, you are correct.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Back in another vision. But this time, it's to find out what the Izila are afraid of. It's here we find out they are shit scared of the Mask of Krati. We then end up getting the firebow from Daizen Draka.
I understood that reference.
And yeah, this thing fucking launches meteors at anyone we hit. So we then just start launching meteors at the moon to try and destroy it. And eventually, we manage to blow up the moon.
I would give myself an A+.
So turns out the fear this god Krati, as they think it will destroy the moon. As we wake back up, old Wolfman here is freaking the fuck out, as he also fears the moon exploding. And I can't blame him, to be honest. After this, we speak with the one-armed bandit, and he wants his own hut. So we then build it for him as he kind of helps us out with crafting better weapons. He then has the genius idea to make us a grappling hook. If only we didn't already have one, you dick. With that done, we meet back with the wife, and she wants us to go and kill Ul. But to invade the Udam lands, we need a few things first, like an antidote because their land is blocked by poisonous fumes. But Sayla says she can make it if we bring her a rare plant. But we tell her if she creates the antidote, we will kill Ul for her. We get a trophy for killing 50 enemies with our beasts. It is here where we meet the smartest caveman alive called Urki. And yes, if you played Far Cry, he is in fact Herc's ancestor. Being the smartest man alive, he decides he wants to fly like a bird. But once we tell him he has no feathers, he asks us to go gather some for him so he can fly. But luckily for our clever friend, we already have the feathers he needs. So he asks us to watch him create history.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
We get a trophy for killing an enemy with the bow from 70 meters away. Another one for 25 takedown kills. Once again, Urki is back with another idea. He plans to use rocks to create armor.
Bow, bow!
And honestly, even having the idea of armor is clever back then. But as you can see, his execution is shite. Yes, he does survive this somehow. Once back at the village, this old cow is comparing scars. And this must be some caveman type riz about how you got mauled by a bear. But she tells us that to be a true hunter, we need to hunt the deadliest beasts alive. This allows us to start hunts for these rare beasts. So I straight away begin to hunt a saber-toothed tiger. And yes, it is the one who killed our original hunting party. Fuck, this guy is a menace. So we follow the blood to track it. Here we come across a dead Wenja he killed earlier, but we soon meet with another hunter, and he has tracked him to this area, so we wait for nightfall before we attack. Right as we wake up, the beast attacks us, but we did place some traps to slow it down, so I send in my own saber-tooth to fuck him up, but he gets instantly slapped up. So I then started to run for my fucking life as I know this thing will maul me in seconds. But eventually, after reviving my saber-tooth and using some more traps, we are able to bring it down. This gets us a trophy for taming the Bloodfang saber-tooth. Another one for finishing 12 village missions. So we meet with some hunters as they plan on bringing down a mammoth and need my help. So I rush down and make a nuisance of myself and piss the mammoth off. But eventually it starts chasing after us, and eager to make a good impression, the saber-tooth takes one for the team and charges the mammoth. It doesn't go well for him. Once it runs into the trap, we are able to hit it with multiple spears and arrows, as we have a good number of hunters here. But with one last spear, we kill the beast. I then rush off to complete the great Scarbear hunt and claim the beast for my own. Once inside the cave, we see this thing is that notorious for wiping out groups of people. It has cave paintings made about it, so we start to follow the dead Izila, who have been hunting the bear so we can tame it for ourselves. As we start to climb the cliff, I can hear fighting, and it's soon confirmed that the bear is close. One at the top, we can just see the bear slaughtering these complete idiots. So I plan to be a lot smarter hunting this beast as I climb up to where he can't reach me, and just use the fire arrows and traps to weaken him. And any time he got closer, I just ran for my life. Eventually, he retreats inside his cave and we start to follow him inside. Yet again, I try use everything at my disposal to weaken him, but he just bitch slaps the saber-tooth, leaving me alone again to face this beast.
I called for help twice, and not a fuck you, what do you need, or nothing.
Luckily for us, the bear manages to get stuck in the water, allowing us to delete a large portion of its health. After this, We can track it down further inside the cave and tame it. We get a trophy for taming the Great Scar Bear. Another trophy for getting 10 kills with sting bombs. Eventually, we head up to the borders of the Udam land to find that rare plant for Sayla. And well, things don't go to plan. As we wake up, we see Ulla's taken us prisoner. And honestly, he isn't the best villain in the series, but fuck me, he is hands down the most intimidating. But after taunting us, he does leave. Since they are cavemen, they aren't the smartest and leave us with our grappling hook allowing us to escape. Once outside the cage, we manage to kill a guard, stealthily, and then recover all of our equipment. But as you can see, their land is bloody freezing. But it's a good thing Karoosh was able to make us winter clothing, or we would be dead right now. Sneaking further into the caves, we start to go on a rampage, killing any and all Udam who are in these caves with us.
That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Deeper inside, we see what the Udam get up to when they aren't eating people alive. But sadly, for this fella here, he doesn't get to carry on. We get a trophy for getting 15 kills with throwing shards. But being surrounded by enemies, we need to do something special to get out of here. After dropping that masterclass in archery, we can finally head home. Here we get a trophy for escaping the Udam caves. Once back at the village, we give the crazy ear lady the rare plant so she can create the antidote for us. This allows us to properly enter the Udam land. But before we do this, we need to take out a fort blocking our access to their land. Here we get a trophy for killing the blood tusk mammoth. So to enter the Udam lands, we need to clear out this fort blocking the entrance. And honestly, this place is full of the best the Udam have to offer, including the leader of this fort, Dar. We get a trophy for getting 15 kills with the owl, but we come face to face with Dar. And honestly, this guy can take some amount of punishment, but eventually after several arrows he drops. After this, we offer to bring him back to our village if he teaches us how to use the Udam poison, but we do have to walk the entire way back to the village with him.
One eternity later.
Once back there, we put him in this little cage, and fuck me, the size of this guy, he should be able to get out of there easily. But apparently not. So after that, we hear Karoosh is off hunting for Mog, the man who killed his son and took his eye. So I don't plan on letting him do this alone. Outside the cave where he is, we find and kill several of the Udam who are here to kill him. So we pick them off one at a time. But once we enter the cave, we talk with one eye.
Mog, Haini Brashtar. Bal Yaudata Mog, Mata Malsam. Haikuspa, Misushnu Yaugam. Nai Karoosh, Wenja Tilimana.
We get a trophy for killing 100 enemies with spears. As we go to leave though, more Udam show up, so me and Karoosh get to work slaughtering all of them, who are dumb enough to come near us. And seriously, this massive club is so much fun to use, just launching these guys around for fun. Outside the cave, we then kill the last few remaining Udam, and then speak with Karoosh. He then finally agrees to head back home. Back at the village, we see that the Wenja are planning on killing Dar, even though he is here to help us. Sayla is pretty pissed off but does tell us where he is being held. So as usual, we have to clean up someone else's mess. We then find Dar tied up, but the water is rising. Now we could just cut him free. But that would be far too clever, so we have to swim down and block the holes stopping the water from flooding this area. Once this is done, we do actually cut him free, which took about 15 seconds at the most. Maybe start with that next time. But we do leave with Dar and bring him back to the village despite no one trusting him. So after making Dar his own hut, he decides to headbutt a rock. But this is because the Udam suffer from severe headaches, and they will try anything to stop the pain.
Pinwheels! Pinwheels in my head! Voices! Angry fish!
After nearly destroying what's left of his brain, he tells us to steal some bone dust as it helps stop the headache. So we very quickly rush into a Udam camp and search for the dust. After searching for a short time, we do manage to find the dust and the sprint back home. So we give him the dust, and hopefully this stops him from smashing his head against rocks. Finally, however, we are able to enter the Udam homeland. As we can see, it is a barren land which suffers from freezing conditions all the time, and that explains why these guys are so tough. Eventually, we arrive outside the cave, where Ul stays, and we start to pick off his guards.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
So we do manage to sneak inside the cave, and yet again, we find ourselves quietly killing all his guards. Finally, we come face to face with Ul and use the ice to try kill him instantly. But trust me, he is one tough fucker. Yet again, we drop another ton of ice on him, and he just once again shrugs it off and carries on. But if you take a quick glance at the mini-map bottom left, you can see how outnumbered we are. So I have to be hitting every single shot so I don't get swarmed. And honestly, Taco is cracked with this bow. It's a joke how good he is. Here we get a trophy for getting 10 kills with traps. I then use the ice again, and once he is stunned, I run behind and start to stab the fucker in the back. But yet again, he keeps fighting. So Ul just decides to slap the shit out of my bear, and honestly, this guy's a fucking tank. But after using the ice again, he still isn't dead. And I'm running out of ammo and ideas, so surely if I revive the bear, he can finish him off.
2 seconds later.
I'm alive!
At this point, I have killed everyone but Ul. I have no arrows left, and I'm rushing around trying to find spears to finally kill this psycho.
I don't know what the fuck to do! I don't know what to do!
But eventually, by throwing the remaining spears I have, we are finally able to bring him down.
Fuck.
It's right here where he plans on killing his child, rather than we do it. But I don't want to kill a child. As he sees this, he then changes his mind and asks us to protect his children, which we will do. We arrive back at the village and tell them that Ul and the Udam have been defeated. And Sayla is a bit pissed off we never brought her his ears. After this, we then tell Dar that Ul is dead. Here he says that Dar was only ever beaten by Ul, so the fact we beat him shows how strong we are. This is important to him because he then asks us next to take his life, and his headaches are that severe he wants to die. And if he is killed by us, it won't dishonor him. We get a trophy for killing Ul, another one for 100 kills with clubs, a trophy for getting 10 kills with a sling, and another one for taming the snowblood wolf, a trophy for using poison on 25 enemies, yet another trophy for capturing 10 outposts. So we then speak with Tensei again, and he says he has a plan to defeat the Izila. He tells us that we need to steal the Mask of Krati, as with it, the Izila will basically shit themselves if we are wearing it. Somehow, after this talk, we are able to hold on hand over the fire and just become immune to getting burnt. I don't know how. But being immune to fire and able to tame beasts makes Taka a little overpowered. But we find the cavern where they are keeping the mask and swim our way inside. But fuck sneaking around this time, we rush in and take several out before reappearing and killing another few. I do this several times until their numbers are low enough for us to make a dash for the mask.
Wenja! Krati! Wenja! Take me!
Yeah, it's time for me to get the fuck out of here. So as we are leaving, I just slaughter every single one of these blue freaks who get in our way, until eventually we see the exit and leave with the mask. Here we get a trophy for stealing the Mask of Krati. Back at the village, Tensei is excited and fearful we have the mask, but he then just pisses all over the mask, and at least it isn't on me for a change.
Are you sure about that?
Oh wait, he makes us put the mask on after he pissed all over it, but he tells us that with this mask on they will be terrified of us. Oh yeah, we also see that Urki has decided to join us, and I can't wait to see what genius idea he has next, before we can enter the Izila land. However, we need to destroy their fort. So we start to sneak inside and murder everyone. So we then just spend way too long beating the shit out of the fort's leader with a club, until eventually he dies. We get a trophy for conquering all forts. It's here we meet Roshani, and he is the leader of this fort, but just before we kill him, he promises to teach us how to make firebombs. So this will be a similar arrangement to the one we had with Dar. Yet again, we bring him back and put him inside a cage. He isn't a fan of it, however, as the Wenja constantly come and piss all over him, which is hilarious, that the Wenja just piss on people as an insult. We get a trophy for upgrading all village huts. Finally, we arrive outside the Izila land, but they have a massive gate blocking the entrance.
2 seconds later.
We get a trophy for getting 25 kills while riding a beast. As we free a Wenja prisoner, he says that we can fee other prisoners, and they will help us get into the temple to kill Batari. I just kill every one of these scum I can find, as they burnt our people alive. I then arrive at the first camp. It's here where me and the double bow start to fucking despise each other.
But I cannot see, I'm legally blind.
So I take out the spear, and it does the job just as well. So I start to cut free the Wenja prisoners. After this, we head to another place with some of our people. So I use the bear as a distraction to take out the few enemies. Once again, we free some prisoners. As their reinforcements arrive, I use our new firebombs, which Roshani taught us to make, and it's good to give these guys a taste of their own medicine. We then make it to the temple. Once here, the freed prisoners say they know how to get me inside.
A few moments later.
I then put on the mask of Krati, and these guys just run for their lives. So we just show these guys no mercy as we slowly aura farm our way inside the temple. Eventually, we make it to where Batari is. Luckily for us, she isn't as tough as Ul, but she does so much damage with her bow, so I start to burn her cover, making her have to show herself. While she hides, we are forced to wipe out her remaining guards who are trying to flank us. Honestly, these guys don't stand a chance at this point. So every time she shows herself, I give her 3 or 4 new spears to the torso for her troubles. Eventually, she rushes out from cover, and we end her.
Wenja, pesty! Hey, Wenja! Degueasa! Sorry! Degueasa!
Once back at the village, we tell everyone that Batari has been killed, and the Izila are no threat to us anymore, leading to yet another celebration. We get a trophy for defeating Batari. After this, we speak with Roshani, and thankfully he is happy to stay with us and teach us more about the Izila ways, so the Wenja can become even stronger together. But with all our enemies defeated, everyone is celebrating, and we are getting most of the credit, and rightly so. I think now is the perfect time to tell Sayla that I won't be clapping those cheeks if she doesn't sort that haircut out, by the way. But with our village completely full of people, this is essentially the end of our story. So we celebrate with a goofy dance. So after finishing the story, we only have a few trophies needed for the cleanup. And honestly, none of these were difficult, except the Unlock All Skills trophy, as it takes ages to get all skill points required. We start by getting a trophy for jumping from the highest point in the game, another one for getting 50 fire kills, yet another one for completing 15 Wenja quests, a trophy for completing 10 tribal clash quests. We then get a trophy for capturing all outposts, another one for beating 5 kill beast quests, a trophy for killing an enemy from 50 meters or more with a spear. We get a trophy for finding 80 collectibles, another one for unlocking all skills, and our last main trophy for finding the Blood Dragon Easter egg. This then unlocked us the Platinum trophy for Far Cry Primal. So everyone that was the Platinum for Far Cry Primal, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. However, I do wish it had more of a story, as it's a very disconnected story of trying to build your village up. I do wish that the villains were shown a lot more, as we only really have 2 interactions with them all game. But I feel like the gameplay and beast taming was meant to make up for the lack of a linear story. But I did still enjoy this game a lot. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And hopefully, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.